Hey everyone, it's Brian here from Massey's Main Entertainment, and we're just sliding back in here. It seems like we just don't get in here enough to do these types of videos, but trust me, we got a lot of stuff going on. We've been doing our Hall of Fame inductees over on Rich's channel, and we've also been doing some CD exchanges every Friday as well. So we've been busy, but it's just not been my channel that's necessarily been cranking out anything. So I am joined this evening by my buddy Rich Strickler. I'm going to put a link to his channel down below, and Doc, somehow or another, he's going to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere now from the big snowstorm that's coming his way and then
That's
eventually
right.
my way. So tonight, what we decided to do, we're back on track for doing our top 12 song series. And we've been taking turns, and Doc got to go first last time, and he did the top 12 songs from AC/DC. And I'm going to go this week, and I'm going to go the top. I decided on top 12 songs from U2, another band that has quite the extensive catalog, and all sorts of different types of styles of music that they had over the years. Some that were huge commercial successes, and others that just a little bit of under the radar type of stuff. So it's a great band that we chose to do. So I'm really looking forward to this, guys. What did you guys think of this little adventure for them?
I think you made a great choice, great band. 80s all the way up to really the current time. The last 40 years, they've been in our ears or eyes or whatever you want to say. Very impactful. And I do have to preface it by saying I only have 6 albums covered in my 12 songs because I prefer a certain part of U2, but that's just me. You guys can pick up the slack where I fall off. Doc?
Doc, we got.
Not much different than what Rich just touched on. It's 40 years of uh, probably the most popular band in the last 40 years, really. If you want to get right down to it, they're monsters, man. A lot of great tunes. When I got down to my list, I probably had like around 25, 26 songs when I started off. When I got my list going to get it down to 12, that I was really keying in on, and hey, I only ended up with 5 albums being represented or Rich. So I mean, you can say what you want. The catalog is quite diverse,
Wow.
but it's I got my favorites too, and some might shock. We'll see. But I have my favorite album in here. That's not what everyone usually thinks.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't. I only chose. I had 7 albums. One of them actually is. It was a B-side and also on a soundtrack where I got that song, but we'll get to that. So tonight's order is going to be Doc, you're going to lead us off, and Rich, you get to go second, and I'll back clean up since it's my band. I want to remind everybody that we do have other videos up on my channel. We did a whole Build Your Perfect Album series from 1965 all the way to 1999. Please check that out if you could. Please like, comment, and subscribe as you feel necessary or warranted. So, Doc, get us going here, man. Let's get this going. Give me some Bono.
Well, we'll try to do it here, and maybe I'll give you a different part of Bono here and the U2 starting off. So I'm going to the album Boy, and I'm going to go with I Will Follow to start off with my number 12. So
nice.
I just picked this tune really because it's early U2, really early, and it's a different sound, but you can see where the sound was going to go with these guys too. They have a lot of talent, man. Yeah, it's catchy, it's a little poppy and stuff like that, but even in the chorus, you can see the breakdown. That these guys got some talent, and it's really a catchy tune. So I had a few that I was noodling on which way I was going to go with this one, but I Will Follow keeps popping up, and I still enjoy this tune a lot. So that's what I'm going to start off with number 12.
Number 12. Good. Rich, what'd you get?
Doc and I are off to a rolling start. I have I Will Follow from Boy. First song off the first album, so this is like the beginning of their career. I love the energy of the song, that guitar, that searing guitar in the beginning. And in the live concerts, it's always, ladies and gentlemen, I will follow. That beginning. And
right.
The first time I ever saw U2 on film in the early 80s, they had just taken off, and they had a show from Red Rocks out in like just Colorado, and they're breathing, it's cold and you can see the breath coming off there. And they did I Will Follow. I've been a fan of that song ever since. So the band is awesome on this tune. They hit on all cylinders. So it's going to make my list at number 12.
Nice. Okay. For me at number 12, I kind of went, this may be, no, it's not the most recent tune that I have. I have from How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. I've got Vertigo. It seems like after they hit Octone Baby and they went beyond that, they started experimenting with a bunch of different styles of music, and the Bomb album was a little bit completely different. It had a different sound to it altogether. This song kind of experiments a little bit with that dance rock type of sound that was going on, a little bit of early 2000s as well. And I think that they were trying to like reestablish themselves in the changing tide of music, I think, a little bit. So, but it's really one of those fun songs. The music video was really cool too.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have something, a little bit of a representation here. So I've got Vertigo at number 12. What about number 11?
Good song.
Number 11. I guess the cat's going to come out of the bag eventually here. So this is my favorite U2 album. And it's Rattle and Hum. So I got Van Diemen's Land at number 11 for me.
Wow.
I've always had a connection to this tune. I always thought it was just, it's soft, it's a gentle tune and everything else behind it, but it's very political. I mean, that side is in some of the music that U2 presents, but it's a ballad, and it's sung by Edge, and I think he deserves a big shout out for this one here. It's a short song. It's only 2.5 minutes or something like that. It just talks about, the England and Ireland and how they get the Irish get segregated and stuff like that. Van Diemen's Land is what the song's about. I think it's just a beautiful song, if you want the truth, and I think Edge does a great job with it. And it's one that's always stuck with me, so I love that too.
Nice deep cut. I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that is a good one. I have the same album, but a different song for my number 11. I've off of Rattle and Hum. I've got God Part 2. This is a song I really like. I like Bono's vocal on this, and the drumming stands out. Cool lyrics, sort of an answer to John Lennon's song God. He touched all the things he doesn't believe in, and then at the end, I believe in love, and it just a really cool song. It's a kick-ass song. It rocks hard. So it's going to be my number 11. God Part 2. If you haven't heard it, check it out.
Well, I got to tell you, we're all in the same wavelength here, because I'm also got a song from Rattle and Hum as well. So definitely go check out that album. Anybody who has not heard that album, that would be insane to think. At first, when you're a young kid, you're not sure what to think of the album because of how the Joshua Tree was and how enormous it was. And then you're coming to like this mixture of live material and rehashed material that's live and covers and things like that. But retrospect, when you got older, Rattle and Hum was massive, and All I Want Is You is just a massive song, just a beautifully written song. Can't think of a better track from there to pick off of there. It's one of my favorite U2 songs of all time, and it falls right here at number 11. So
yeah, I have that.
Very good.
I have that way higher on my list, just for the record.
Yeah. So we're at number 10.
I'll be quiet for now too, I guess. On that so I'm number 10.
Yep.
Man, I didn't see this one. So my number 10 is The First Time off of The Zoo. So
Wow.
Once again, it's more of a softer song. Yeah, it's a newer tune for them, I guess, in some senses, their catalog and stuff like that. But and Brian touched on where they were going. They were really experimenting with their tunes, and not a lot appealed to me. Let's say at a certain time here, some things just pop and stuff like that. Really, more misses than hits for me. This song, I just think it's another beautiful song, man. The First Time, it's a fantastic ballad. We talk about singers and stuff like that occasionally on this station. When we start talking about music and stuff, we never really say Bono's name, but man, that guy's got an awesome voice. And,
yeah,
he's been pumping it, like you said, for 40 years, Rich. Kudos to him, man. It's a great tune. The First Time off The Zoo, number 10.
There you go. Rich,
my number 10. I got the next three, by the way, are going to be off the Joshua Tree, just to 3 in a row. My number 10 is Bullet the Blue Sky off of Joshua Tree. Kind of a political anti-gun song. The U.S. military intervention in Central America, El Salvador, and Nicaragua during the Reagan administration. Bono was commenting on that with the imagery, fighter planes and the mud huts where the children sleep. He's laying this all out. And outside, it's America. Outside, it's just a beautiful song. Bullet the Blue Sky. I love it. Crank that baby up when it's on for sure. One of their best. Number 10.
Absolutely. I agree. And again, this would be one that'd be a little bit higher for me. So stay
Yep.
tuned, right?
Yep.
For me, I got at number 10. I got something from Octone Baby. So there's a lot of debate whether Joshua Tree or Octone Baby is the better album. I still prefer the Joshua Tree, but I like Octone Baby. There's a lot of good tracks on here. I've got Mysterious Ways here at number 10. Got great guitar work on there. Kind of use a combo of Larry Mullen Jr. on the drums, but also some digital drum machines as well, kind of mixed in there as well. So it gives it that extra layer of percussion. So now you can see that they're saying, well, we can be a little bit more than a band. We get a bigger budget. We can put a little bit more into post-production, and they start to kind of experiment with that a little bit. And I think that's really what Octone Baby was about, them kind of starting to make that jump, really a leap forward in their music and seeing where they were going to land. So Mysterious Ways is at number 10 for me.
Nice.
It's a great tune too, Brian. I can't lie. It didn't make my list, but I think the tune's fantastic. It was my last cut. I think it's such a funky, great, awesome tune, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's a great choice. I'm glad somebody had it on their list, to be honest with you.
Yep.
My number 9 sounds like probably Rich's, I don't know, number 11. I got God Part 2, buddy.
Wow.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah, you're right. It's Bono's voice in this song, man, especially when he gets going, he's just belting it out and how pissed you off he is. It's fantastic, man. It's the rich stay healthy and the sick stay poor, man.
Right.
But he's belting that out, man. It's a powerful, and it's an answer to John Lennon's God song, right? So this is the rebuttal to it. So this is God Part 2.
Yep.
It's fantastic U2 song, man. That song just rocks. So sorry, man, you're gonna hear some Rattle and Hum on my list, and this isn't the one in there. I love it.
Yeah.
Good one. My number 9 is again off the Joshua Tree. This is a ballad, Running to Stand Still, about heroin addiction, or a couple actually that are caught up in it. Very haunting, powerful. The pace is a little slowed down. I mean, you can't have every song a rocker. I like the lyrics here. Sweet the sin, bitter the taste of my mouth. I see 7 towers, but I only see one way out. And at the end, she will suffer the needle chill. She's running to stand still. Just a kind of a chilling song. Makes you think. And I like Bono's voice in it. He softens his voice up a little bit throughout this. Shows some versatility. So I'm going to put that at number 9.
Nice. We're going to stay right with the Joshua Tree then. This is where I've got Bullet, the Blue Sky right here. I just love that megaphone effect in the song, where you just know when this is performed live, it just takes that song to a whole nother level. Joshua Tree is more than the 3 hit singles. I mean, I could have picked, if I really wanted to, I should have said this is a double album, because you got to take every song off the Joshua Tree, and then you can go ahead and pick the other, 13 songs that you want on the other part of the album. But that's how good the Joshua Tree was. So, but Bullet, I have at least 4 songs from Joshua Tree, and so Bullet the Blue Sky is going to land right here at number 9 for me.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. I guess it might just turn out to be sequences on how we do things and stuff like this, but yeah. I also have the Joshua Tree coming in right now at number 8. So, but I think this turns out to be personal in placement as we go along here. So I got with or without you here at number 8.
Okay,
nice.
Once again, Joshua Tree, we can talk about all we want here. It's a fantastic. So is Octone. These guys pop. Unforgettable is a really good album too, man. There's 3 really solid, great flow through, listen all the way through albums that they've got in their catalog. Maybe 4 that I can really go for. Not many bands have that, man. Not all the way through. So this list was really difficult to do. So with or without you, I got some Joshua Tree coming up for you guys. This is my start. So I got it here at number 8 for me.
Number 8, I have one of the hits off the Joshua Tree. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. One of their big songs, kind of a universal theme of humanity and exploration for those who've been on top and the bottom. Just a song about life, reason to keep moving on, the search for happiness, I guess. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. So it's a U2 masterpiece, but it's probably down on my list at 8 because of the overplayed factor. I still think it's a monumental song, but I'm going to put it right at number 8 for me because I like the other 7 a tad more.
Good choice. All right, so number 8 for me. This one's one of the deeper cuts. This was a B-side to "When Love Comes to Town" from the Rattle and Hum. It also appeared on the Threesome soundtrack that had Stephen Baldwin in it and Laura Flynn Boyle. They did a cover of Patti Smith's "Dancing Barefoot," which is another really cool kind of a 70s psychedelic song about heroin and that whole club scene and drug scene and things like that. I think their cover is it's almost a true cover in that they try to do it exactly like she did it, but Bono's voice is just really better than hers. There's no nice way to say it. Patty's great and she's an influential artist, but his voice was so much better that it made the song much more appealing to me. So I went ahead and put "Dancing Barefoot," the cover song, right here at number 8. So
very diplomatic of you to give Bono the better voice over Patty.
Well, I mean, that seems like a no-brainer, right? Come on.
I have to say, yes, it does.
And I happen to agree with that statement.
So it takes me to 7, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Number 7.
Told you how much I like this album, guys. And I'm sticking with it, so I've got to. So I got Hawkmoon 269 at number 7.
Wow, he loves that album.
Wow, he loves Rattle and Hum.
Do I ever? I can't help it. To me, this is a song that almost exemplifies what the sound of U2 really is. It starts off with, it's almost like circus sounds, almost like on the album cover, the version. If you listen to the album version, you'll hear like it's almost like you're at the circus or something like this. And then the pounding of the drums, and it gets right into it, and it's got this fantastic, the U2 sound we love coming in, and it's such a. If I was to say there's a song that sounds like U2, this is the song I think of every time I think of them, to be honest with you. So I'm just, especially in the last 5 or 7 years or so, this song is probably really high on my list of U2 songs, obviously. So it's a great song. If you don't know it, I think you should check it out. You'll know what I mean when I'm talking about the U2 sound, man. This is a really powerful tune.
Hear that, folks? Go listen to Rattle and Hum. You're wasting your time listening to us right now. Go listen to that.
Okay, number 7
got,
for
Rich?
me is, I think this is the first one we have off this album, The Unforgettable Fire from 1984, the song Bad. Love this, especially live. He did a killer job at Live Aid, and they released this on an EP live that was even better than the studio version, in my opinion. I like how Edge can get so much out of his guitar with seemingly a little effort, but it just resonates for that U2 sound. I mean, it says a lot with a little bit of that little how he does that thing. Bono's voice in here too. Another one of these drug songs. Desperation, dislocation, separation, condemnation. He's like screaming his revelation, temptation, isolation, desolation. And then it's wide awake. We're wide awake. And I'm not sleeping. Just a beautiful song. It half rocks, half a ballad. It's like the combination of the perfect U2 song for me, especially live. And the Live Aid version is like 9 minutes long. Just a fantastic tune. So I'm going to give it at number 7 to finish off the bottom half of my list here.
Okay. Number 7 for me, I'm going to stick with Joshua Tree here. Again, I guess, like you said, Doc, it's going to be about sequencing here. It doesn't really, when you say, I'm going to pick a song from Joshua Tree, there really might not be a wrong answer. It's just going to be about the sequencing. I've got With or Without You here. What I really like about the song, this is how good all the instrumentation is, but how patient the song is. It doesn't feel like it's in a hurry to just spout off the song and get it over with. It's a rather longer track that still managed, like when they played it on the radio, they didn't cut it short. They played the whole song. So that's how good it was. And they didn't feel like they needed to be rushed to have a 3.5 minute single just so they could guarantee airplay. They knew the song was good and they put it out there and its length and, made the radio stations eat it, play it. That's how I like it. So
nice. No choice, man, because that's such a great
choice.
song.
You got to play it.
You got to play that song, man.
Great song.
And we're into some heavy hitters, I think, now. So this is
Yeah, it's
just where we're
heavy
at.
hitter territory now.
Yeah.
Doc,
I go
six.
to the Unforgettable Fire. I guess at number 6 for me. So I'm going to go to that album too, Rich. But I'm going with the song that actually just got me into U2 at the beginning. I tried to almost keep this off my list, but I just can't. So it's
Right.
Pride in the Name of Love is going to make my
Yep.
list.
Yep.
I still love the tune, man, and it's really what I first heard. The first U2 song I ever heard was this song. So that's when I first latched onto them, I guess, in one sense, and started exploring them, started buying stuff, and yeah, this is a Pride in the Name of Love, man. There's a lot of this has a lot of meaning to it too. These guys are in their 20s, writing some pretty powerful stuff that kind of reminds me of the sense of what like the Beatles were doing in one sense. Not that I'm comparing to the Beatles, just what they're writing about, and
Yeah.
at least they have meaning and they're thoughtful in what they're actually trying to present in their music, which is really well done. But their messaging and their lyrics and stuff like that are very powerful too, and probably gets overlooked maybe a little in the scheme of things, I guess. As much as we're known as them as somewhat a vocal band and outspoken, we don't talk about it in their music a lot. Pride in the Name of Love. Like I said, Belacher for me, making my list of my top 12. So it's going to come in at number 6.
There you go.
Well, duplicate for me. Pride in the Name of Love is my number 6 as well. From
Right
the
on.
Unforgettable Fire. I'd be talking about Martin Luther King Jr., of course. It's kind of an anthem for U2. I just love the lyrics. I'm going to recite a few lyrics here. One man come in the name of love, one man come and go, one man come to justify, one man to overthrow, and then the chorus in the name of love. And then I like this additional lyric: one man caught on a barbed wire fence, one man he resist, one man washed on an empty beach, one man betrayed with a kiss. And then he gets into the actual Martin Luther King stuff. Early morning, April 4, shot rings out in the Memphis sky. Free at last, takes that term. They took your life. They could not take your pride. And then bang, in the name of love. It's just a beautiful song. Hard to keep it at number 6. Had to make my list. But at one time, it probably would have been 1, 2, or 3. But
Yeah.
Today, it's number 6.
Okay, perfect. Number 6 for me. Somehow or another, we managed to have a trifecta on the same number here. I've got Pride in the Name of Love from Unforgettable Fire.
No way.
For me, I felt like, I wasn't a huge U2 fan until actually, after Joshua Tree had already come out. So then you're going and you're backtracking and everything.
Yeah.
And then that's when you hear it and you're going, well, yeah, the Edge had his signature guitar sound on Unforgettable Fire, not the Joshua Tree. I mean, you felt it right then, especially on this track. It had that Edge sound to it. So that's what I really liked about the track. And Rich already covered the lyrics. It's a great tune. Like, it probably could have been higher for me, but I felt like the other songs I had ahead of it are just too strong. So lands here at number 6.
Good spot.
Top 5. Here we go.
Here we go.
I guess there's nothing wrong with starting going back to the Joshua Tree, right? So
no, seems fair.
Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Is my number 5.
Yeah.
Placement in the top 5 is pretty difficult, except for my number 1 and 2. I was pretty secure on those two. I can harp on this as all we want here. We're into some classic rock and roll from U2 here, man. And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. It's another lyrically, the music that these guys I touched on is incredible. And Rich, you talk about it, the Pride in the Name of Love. Look at the lyrics there. Van Diemen's Land, even what I touched on earlier there. And they're covering a lot of bases in what they're actually trying to present, talk about in their music. So we'll see that as we move along. But I don't think the need to harp on. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. It's a top 5 U2 song for me, man.
Yep, my number 5 is one you guys both had earlier. So this is a trifecta: With or Without You from the Joshua Tree.
Right on.
It was just their first number 1 hit in the United States and Canada. So North America, big number 1 hit, their first one. Basically, relationship issues, the inner turmoil, the conflict. You have sacrifice, patience, vulnerability, selfishness, control, all in the relationship. That contrast between, I can't live with or without you. It says it right in the lyrics. And then at the end, it's and you give yourself away, and you give yourself away, and you give, and you get just a beautiful song. Bono's vocals to me have never been better than on this song for me. Just the style of vocal I like. So all time great U2 song, With or Without You, number 5.
Nice. Sticking with number 5 and sticking with the Joshua Tree, I've got Where the Streets Have No Name. And so we covered all 3 tracks here at number 5 that were the biggies for them.
Yes.
This here, what I like about this song is that it's the lead off track and it's the perfect lead off track. I love going for a drive in my car and listen to this song build up. You know, have the windows down and just have the wind in your face a little bit and listen to this song build as you're driving. It's just an incredible experience. No better track that you could use to lead off this thing, and it's a whole album full of bangers. Great tune. I had to put it here in the top 5. So
nice.
Joshua Tree seems pretty popular. I don't know why.
It's well represented, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Acton Baby here, so that's where I'm going for number 4.
There you go.
My number 4 is One from Acton Baby. I don't know what to say about this tune, man. Is it getting better? Do you feel the same? The lyrics of this song, it's just a storytelling, you know?
Yeah.
Sisters, brothers, you know,
the
whole 9 yards, man. It's a powerful song. It's so well written. Well, it's a Bono voice driven tune. But it's one you can all sing along with, man. Kind of their masterpiece in the last 30 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
This one. So, one fantastic tune, man, from U2. And top 4, man. I had it at number 3 for a long time. So, but I put it to number 4.
Very good.
Many rattle and hum songs, right, Doc?
Let's see. Well, no. I only see one more rattle and hum popping. So.
I've got at number 4. I've got Sunday Bloody Sunday from the War album.
Wow.
1983, political. Ireland having their war. I guess, was it a civil war? I think so. 1972. 14 people died. It's got that militaristic drum beat at the beginning. And then the guitar comes in, the edge guitar, kind of an anti-violence. Again, the lyrics, Bono, great songwriter. Broken bottles under children's feet, bodies strewn across the dead-end street. But I won't heed the battle call. It puts my back up against the wall. And then that he comes out with the white flag in the video, Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Just a real powerful song, especially if you're from Ireland, I would think, and been through that mess. So great tune. Had to put it pretty high on my list, number 4. Great concert song as well.
Nice. Number 4 for me, like Doc, I have an Acton Baby song here, but I have Until the End of the World.
Mm-hmm.
Really one of my favorite songs of U2, period, obviously, because it's ranked this high. Because it was also featured on Wim Wenders' soundtrack to the movie of the same name, Until the End of the World. Probably just sheerly by accident. I'm pretty sure that they had already released Acton Baby, I think, by the time that the movie actually came out. But what a great song. Still has that very big anthem-like guitars from The Edge. And is it Adam Clayton is the bass guitar player, I believe. You could feel that same type of energy like from the first few tracks from Joshua Tree on this particular track. And so it's one of my favorites. Wanted to include it here. And but I couldn't break it into my top 3. My top 3, they were set long before we even debate the rest of them. So
nice.
Number 4.
I guess I'll do my last Joshua Tree now. I guess
we're gonna get that out of the way, are you?
This is where I have Where the Streets Have No Name here at number 3.
Nice.
Yeah, it's these are really probably my top 3 or 4 U2 songs. So I gotta stick with what I got here. So I don't think we haven't talked about the band, but you brought up Adam and the drummer. I can't remember his name now, but Larry's a fantastic drummer, man.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. And Edge is really, really a maybe an underrated guitarist. I don't
I
know.
think so. Yeah.
And the band is tight. Uh, where the streets have no name, obviously we talk about meetings and stuff like this. You can't identify people by their address. Is, pretty much what Bono's talking about. But the video aside from this song, which was fantastic, and is an iconic video for especially the video era of music. Just the way it breaks into the tune, to the build up to the song and everything else, and then Bono just coming in. I want to run, I want. It's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
It's another one you get the hook into. You start singing this tune right away, man. I think it's like that with some U2 songs. And number 3 for me, man. Where the streets have no name.
Right when the band is tight, like you said, but they never had a band change. They've been the same 4 guys for 43 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing in itself. One guy didn't quit, somebody was replaced or came back in. So consistency, and they play like it. So my number 3 is New Year's Day from the War album. Again, 1983. I love this song. It's about the Polish Solidarity movement. Sonically, it's probably my number 1 U2 song, just the playing on it. But the 2 ahead of it are more lyrically based, so that's why I moved them up. But I just love this song, New Year's Day. It's a quintessential U2 song. Political, hopeful, that signature guitar, great instrumentation, Bono's incredible voice, everything you want in a U2 song. The lyrics here, under a blood red sky, a crowd is gathered in black and white, arms entwined, the chosen few. The newspapers say it's true, and then I will begin again. He sings, I will begin again. Nothing changes on New Year's Day. It's just on to the next. And I think we all feel that way on New Year's Day. There's not much difference between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day itself. It's just another day, turn the page.
Yeah.
Hopeful for more stuff that's better than the last year. But as you find out 30 days in or 25 days in, there's still massive shootings going on and people dying, and nothing changes. It just goes on and on. We're stuck in a rut. We're like the mouse on the wheel. Just but I digress.
Number 3 for me, I've got one here for Back Home Baby. It definitely is of the top 3. I definitely the most lyrically strong of the 3 that I have in the top 3. The other 2 I like because the blend of music and the lyrics I felt were just a little bit better. But for strong lyrics and strong content, best written, best vocal delivery from Bono, I got to give one here in the top 3. So I couldn't see leaving it out of there. Like I said, when I put together this list, it was like 1, 2, 3, went boom, 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 just like that, and one's right here. So number 3.
And I had it there, right? I had it there,
Yeah.
Brian, and I swapped it there for the streets. So
Right.
So I guess I'm doing number 2.
You're at number 2. Are we rattling yet?
Nope.
Okay.
We're having an unforgettable fire. My number 2 is Bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you touched on it before, Rick. I love this tune, man.
That's a good one.
Could have been my number 1 if you want the truth, but the number 1 is just so sentimental and meaningful to me. I got my number 1 there, but Bad is. You're right. The way that live version is from Live 8 is incredible. That video itself is incredible, but the build up in that song and everything else, you're right. It's a ballad. It's a rock song all in one. That's a good way to put it, actually. Because just the way he gets into it.
It's got it all.
Twist and turn, throw myself away and stuff, and he gets right into it. But I love this tune, man. Bad is just an epic build up. U2 rock song, man. My number 2.
Great choice. My number 2 is from Rattle and Hum. All I Want Is You. Had to put it up there. The poetic lyrics are just too big for me to ignore. Great love song, timeless, beautiful. He sums it up really in these 3 lines. All the promises we made from the cradle to the grave, when all I want is you. And there's other lyrics to go along with it, but I just love that. The way he sings it and the searing little guitar. Like I said, he gets a lot out of it. The band just sounds fantastic. So that's going to be my number 2. All I Want Is You.
Awesome. My number 2, guys, is going to be from No Line on the Horizon. I've got Moment of Surrender. I know that No Line doesn't have like a lot of songs on it, but this song was actually in the 2000, I think it was 14 list of the top 500 Rolling Stone songs of all time. It was at number 162. Deep subject matter about a couple that's dealing with their drug addiction and homelessness and trying to get by in the world with battling all those things and looking for some, and then also talking about just almost like wanting to give in to their addiction and almost embrace death itself because they feel like their life is so hard. It's just it's a heartbreaking song when you really kind of dive into the lyrics, and it's a little bit of a longer tune, so obviously radio airplay was not going to be even considered because it's like 7 minutes long. It wasn't even released as a single, and yet somehow or another it got a lot of acclaim, and he got a Grammy nomination for best song that year and everything else. But it's one of my favorite U2 songs. The combination of lyrics and the delivery and the music, just everything just kind of works together for me. So I wanted to include it here. So
very cool. That's a deep find there. So.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the deep. I think that's the deepest anybody's gone so far. Very nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Number one, Doc.
Here
we go. Big Enchilada.
Yeah, big shocker what album comes from, eh? So it's from Rattle and Hum, and it's one Rich just touched on. It's All I Want Is You. That's my number 1.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right, Rich. I can't get around it, man. It's so poetically.
Yeah.
It's poetically the best love song you'll ever hear.
It is.
It's meaningful. It's touching. Musically, it's awesome, and the delivery and the lyrics that go with it. All I want is you. You can say what you want. Music can affect people in different ways and stuff like this. This is just a powerful, great love song, and you know what? I don't care, man. It's the best song in their catalog to me. That's number 1.
That's all that counts.
Nice.
Yep. Well, my number 1 is the song "One" from Achtung Baby. My favorite U2 song, always has been since I heard it. We're one, but we're not the same. We get to carry each other, that whole unity and commitment and loyalty type thing. Great lyrics. Love is the temple, love's the higher law. One of these songs that love overcomes everything else, all the pain and the turmoil that you go through. Just a great song. We're one. And I think it has to do with the fracturing of the band at times, or a relationship at times. You can apply it to anything in life where you have fractures and you heal it up through that common bond. And I think it's a powerful song. One is my number 1.
Go figure.
Okay, number 1 for me is going to be from the Joshua Tree, the song that's left over now, right? I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Wow, nice.
I really like the song. I mean, I love the lyrics to it. How can you get by with a title that's that long? That's incredible to think about.
I know.
You have expect that something that's that long was going to get parodied by Weird Al Yankovic, but he never took a stab at this album for some reason. So probably a smart move on his part. But I had to be something from the Joshua Tree closing it out for me. I feel like that album's my favorite album by them by a long shot. One of my, definitely one of my top 5 albums of the 80s. So I wanted to include it for sure and so it's going to be number 1 for me. And I got a whole list of friggin' honorable mentions here, guys. I mean, just to name a few. You guys mentioned a lot. I mean, you guys mentioned I Will Follow. I've got Running to Stand Still, Trip Through the Wires, also from Joshua Tree, Silver and Gold from Rattle and Hum. And I also have So Cruel from Achtung Baby as well.
Yeah, I like So Cruel. Yeah,
that's a good song.
Like that. So
I have So Cruel. I have Desire and Angel of Harlem from Rattle and Hum. Mysterious Ways, of course. What else? And I still haven't found Where the Streets Have No Name. That was my number 13, actually. That was the one that just missed. for me, but you
Wow.
guys had it, so I'm glad. Very cool.
I guess quickly I had Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses?
Yeah.
Back time. I had
Nice.
Sweetest Thing, Beautiful Day, Silver and Gold, Mysterious Ways,
Yeah.
Unforgettable Fighter, the title track, Till the End of the World,
Yeah.
Love Rescue Me, American Soul, Staring at the Sun, and Numb.
Wow.
All good ones. Yeah.
All good stuff, man. We could have put it together a double album. Like
We could have
I
done
said.
24, man.
It would have been pretty easy. I mean, but
How
I think we
many,
had 6 trifectas there, guys, right? Didn't
That's
we
what
have
I
like
was just
6?
wondering. We have Pride
Yeah.
in the Name of Love. We all had that or not?
Yeah. Yes, we did. We all had number 6.
We all had,
We all had it.
that's right.
That's right.
We
all
had I
had
Still
one.
Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, With or Without You. That's 3.
Right.
All
I Want Is You is 4, and 1 is 5. Do we have
5.
another?
I don't think so, I guess. I guess 5 it is.
5's
not
great.
bad.
You
That's
guys didn't
great.
have Hawk Moon 269, so no, we just missed there.
Yeah, Doc. You had to
Come
mess
on,
us
Doc.
all up on Hawk Moon. What are you doing?
Yeah,
But
we got
anyway,
5.
I wanted to thank you guys for joining us so we can get kind of back on track here a little bit.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it. Guys, and make sure you comment and like and sub it as you please. Please list your top 12 U2 songs
Yeah.
as well. We know that U2 is releasing an album on St. Patrick's Day this year. Their first album, what'd you say, Rich? Like 6 or 7 years since they've
Yeah, I
had
think
like a
7.
Yeah,
something like that. It's been a while since they've had a studio album out. So maybe we get to circle back around and do an album review of that later on. That would be kind of great. Rich, big thank you for joining us. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Anytime.
And Doc, thank you. And Rich,
Thank
also
you.
remember you're picking the band next time. So make sure to come up with something, take it easy on me. So appreciate it. So
Will
everybody
do.
out there, take care and we'll see you next time.
Take care.
He said.